What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Alex with you, back here with another video. Yes, and today I will be previewing, um, the first few weeks of the upcoming NASCAR season. Yeah, so especially for those of you that follow auto racing in any way. Just recently, we just had the Rolex 24 hours of Daytona, and now it's time to move on to NASCAR season. So so we'll be looking at breakdown of the 2020 schedule. Yeah, I said, I don't know, I was going to do this yesterday, but I guess it was a good thing I waited because being Bob Proctor didn't take to Twitter and now some changes to the stages. So, so we'll be looking at those. So, basically, for those of you that weren't in my Australian Open stream earlier, basically, what I want to do this preview is break it down into three sections, three parts of the schedule. So, basically, this first part that I'll be looking at today is basically club covers from the Busch Clash weekend through uh, Easter weekend. Second part that I will do at a later date, they'll cover from right after Easter when they come here to Richmond through the Olympic break, whenever that is. Because the Cup guys will have 2 consecutive weeks off for the Olympics. So, and then I think that second weekend though, the trucks will be at Eldora and the Xfinity guys will be at Iowa. The third part of this, the third video that I'll do on the breakdown will cover basically starting at that truck race at Eldora and going through the end of the season. So today we'll be focusing, like I said, basically through Easter. So like I say, it's basically with the preseason. Like I said, this will be during Arkham Menard, but during Busch Clash weekend. The Arkham Menard series will be having their Lucas Oil 200 on February the 8th. That will be at 4:45 Eastern on FS1. And then Sunday, February 9th. So they'll qualify for 500 at 12:30. And then the Clash will be at 3. And then that following Thursday, which will be the Thursday before the 500, they'll have the Blue-Green Vacations duels at Daytona. And basically the way those will be determined is basically for qualifying. Basically, if your qualifying time puts you in an odd numbered starting position, you will be in the first duel, which will be February 13th at 7 on FS1. And if your qualifying time puts you in an even numbered position, you will be in the second duel. Now, the top 2 overall qualifying times will be guaranteed the front row for the 500, regardless of what happens in the duels. So yeah. So we're then looking at, Daytona 500 weekend after the duels. The trucks will be racing Friday, February the 14th at 7:30. You can see on FS1. The Xfinity guys will be running their race Saturday, February the 15th at 2:30. And then the Cup guys will be running their Daytona 500, February the 16th at 2:30 on box. Now, as for stages, the trucks do expect to be 20-20-60. Xfinity I do expect to be 30-30-60. And then as for the Daytona 500, stages are 65, 65, and 70, which is a change from last season. Then they go to Las Vegas, where where all 3 series will be back in action. This is actually a move up from last year when it was the 3rd race of the season. Now it is the 2nd on the Cup schedule. So so the trucks will be racing Friday night, February 21st, 9 o'clock Eastern Time on FS1. Stages for that race I do expect to be 30-30-74. Xfinity race, 300 miles, 200 laps, Saturday, February the 22nd at 4 Eastern on FS1. I do expect stages to be 45, 45, and 110. As for the Cup race, the Pennzoil 400, Sunday, February 23rd, 3:30 Eastern on FS, as an overall box. And I do expect stages to be 80, 80, and 107. As for the race at California, Xfinity race 300 miles, 150 laps. Do expect stages to be 35, 35, and 80. You can catch that race Saturday, February the 29th at 4 Eastern on FS1. So, and then as for and then actually Cup guys will share the track that weekend as well. They will be on March 1st at 3:30 on Fox for 400 miles, 200 laps. Now, as for stages in that race, I do expect stages to be 60, 60, and E. So yeah, so then we're gonna finish up the West Coast swing in Phoenix. For the Xfinity race, 200 laps, 200 miles. Uh, March 7th at 4 Eastern on FS1. Now, as for the Cup race, March 8th at 3:30, we're on Fox. 500 kilometers stages. This actually is a change from last year. Stages are first stage will still be 75 laps, but the second stage will be 115, and the final stage is 122. So yeah. So and then so before going too much farther, I just want to say shout out to Steeler Nation. Yeah, for coming on in. Um, but yeah, I know. I know there are some people I've talked to they're really not nice part, but it's okay. Um, yeah, thank you for stopping on in. Guys, make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if y'all are new. Just recently got past 250 subscribers, so hashtag road to 1K. But anyways, so back to the back to more races here. So after the West Coast swing, they will be going to Atlanta. It'll be March 13th to the 15th, and then that's Saturday, March 14th is the annual Trucks Xfinity doubleheader. Now, in previous years, the Xfinity race was first in the doubleheader, but this year the Trucks will be first. They will have their 200 miler March 14th at 1:30 on FS1. Stages are 40, 40, and 50. Xfinity race, March 14th. That one's scheduled for 4 o'clock, but could possibly change depending upon what happens in the truck race. Stage for that one, do expect to be 40, 40, and 83. And then the Cup race, the full Divider Quick Trip 500, March 15th, 2 o'clock Eastern on Fox. I do expect stages to be 105, or I expect to be, this is also confirmed by Bob Hawkers. Stages are 105, 105, and 115. The first two stages are up from last year. And then going down to Homestead, I know you would think, well, I mean, Homestead and March 2's got to be high on something, right? Well, I'm afraid I'm not. but this actually is a change from last year. When this race was the championship race for the longest time. But NASCAR did hit a big shakeup on the schedule, and among those changes was moving Homestead from the championship race to the regular season. So so the truck race, March 20th at 8 o'clock on FS1. Stages are 30, 30, 74. The Xfinity race will be March 21st on that Saturday at 3:30 Eastern on FS1. 45, 45, and 110 to expect stages to be. And then the Cup Series Dixie Buck 400, 2 o'clock Eastern on Fox. And I do expect stages to be 80, 80, and 107. But at least, with this race being in March, at least they can use the victory lane. A lot of times, especially the winners of these races are the ones that clinch the championship. So, but not saying that was a bad thing, but so So now we go to Texas, which I know over these next few weeks, I know the NASCAR didn't really do a whole lot with the schedule. Still got Texas, Bristol, Richmond, Talladega, Dover. Um, like I say, NASCAR really didn't do anything with this part of the schedule. I mean, really, a lot of the big changes they made aren't till aren't till after Dover, really. Because when they moved Martinsville back from where Homestead is now to to Mother's Day weekend, and then it's like I said, a lot of big changes. Will be a lot of the changes are for after the really for after Mother's Day. So, anyways, so on to Texas. The truck race, the Pancers 350. This is Friday night, March 27th. Another 9 o'clock start on FS1. Still expect stages to be 35, 35, and 77. Xfinity Series, the My Bariatric Solutions 300. March 28th at 1 o'clock on FS1. This is the opening race in the Dash for Cash, which is basically a 4-race series every year, in which Xfinity does about teams. Basically, the winner for each race gets 100. I think I think the qualifying race will be Homestead. I think the top 4 Xfinity regulars at a Homestead will compete for $100,000 in Texas. So, and then as for the Cup race, it's the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500, March 29th, 2 Eastern, and what is to be the first FS1 Cup race of the season. This is also confirmed by Bob Pockrass. Stages are 105, 105, and 124. So then we move on to Bristol. The Xfinity race, the top 4, I think it's basically the way things will work out will be, so the top is basically the highest of the 4 eligible drivers in Texas, plus the 3 highest Xfinity drivers in that race will go from Texas to Bristol, compete for another $100,000 in the Outskirts 300. You can see that April 4th at 1 o'clock on FS1. Do expect stages to be 85, 85, and 130. And then the Cup race, the Food City 500, April 5th at 2 Eastern on FS1. I do expect stages to be 125, 125, and 250. So then that takes us to the Easter break, where there are no races that weekend. So basically, just to kind of finish my thought on the Dash for Cash. So like I say, top 4, I think, from Homestead will compete for $100,000. At Texas, the highest of the 4 Dash, basically the highest of those 4 eligible drivers, plus the next 3 highest finishing Xfinity drivers will compete for $100,000. At Bristol, and then the highest of the 4 eligible Dash for Cash is at Bristol, plus the next 3 highest eligible Xfinity drivers will compete for $100,000 at Talladega. They'll do the same thing for that. And then basically they'll be on repeat. Basically highest of the 4 Dash for Cash is Talladega, plus the next 3 eligible Xfinity drivers will compete for $100,000 at Dover. So, and if I don't know if this is still same this year or not, but I know the way things used to be, if the same driver won all 4 Dash for Cash races, not only would they get the $100,000 check for each race, they'll get a grand total of $1 million. Which basically they'll tag on $600,000 to your final check. So so at least let's look at the first 6 races, first 9 weeks of the season. So make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and also coming out at a future date to be determined. But we'll be looking at the second leg of the schedule, which basically starts here in Richmond, and we'll go all the way through New Hampshire in July. Um, yeah, which is where the where they will guys will take another break for the Olympics. So, but yeah, guys, so I was here signing off. Till we meet again.